The Honorable, our lecturer, Miss Syafitri Ramadhani, M.Pd. And good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. In this occasion, we would like to discuss about one type of text that must be understood by English learner in Indonesia. That is procedure text. Have you learned this type of text in your school? I'm sure most of students that like English lesson have been familiar with this kind of text, right? Before we explain about this text, I want to ask you, do you like cooking? Cooking is something that usually we do every day, especially for women. Cooking can be enjoyable activity if we like it, but there are some people lazy to cook or even afraid because they cannot make delicious food. To help them, people who cannot cook can see recipes. Recipes are very helpful. When we want to make a delicious food, we need receipt because there are some steps that can lead us to do it. Receipt is an example of procedure text. Before the presentation begins, allow us to introduce ourselves. So I'm Feby Febriani as the moderator, then Salsabila as the first speaker, Sari Khairunnisa as the second speaker, Sari Aprilia as the third speaker, and Rati Putri Anggreani as the last speaker. So today we have 4 material about procedure text. The first is definition of procedure text. The second is purpose of procedure text. The next, generic structure of procedure text, and the last, language features of procedure text. The first material will be presented by Salsabila. To Salsabila, the floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator. I would like to explain the definition of procedure text. What is procedure text? Procedure text is a text that explains or helps us how to make or use some things. Next. Where we can find procedure text? Okay, there are several ways to find a procedure text. First, manual, example, how to use a blender. Second, recipe, example, how to make orange juice. Third, tutorial, video making tutorial. 4, life hack is like how to pack for traveling. 5, game rule is like how to play hide and seek. And the last, experiment, how to change flowers color. Procedure text can also talk about steps dealing with human behavior, such as how to live happily, how to success, and how to manage time. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you to Salsabila. And the next material will be presented by Sari Khairunnisa. To Sari Khairunnisa, we will invite.
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Today, I would like to tell you about social function or purpose of procedure text. Okay, we have 7 points about about social function or purpose of procedure text. There are 1, to tell the reader how to make or operate the something through a sequence of action or steps. And 2, to describe how something is completely done through a sequence of steps. And 3, to get the best results efficiently. And 4, to avoid accident, damage, unnecessary waste. And then the 5, to explain how to use instruction, the example, how to use video, how to use the computer, and etc. And the 6, to instruct how to do a particular activity. The example is receipts, rules for games, and etc. And the last social function or purpose of procedure text is to give tips, the example, how to live happily and how to succeed, and etc. So procedure text itself is meant to have a specific purpose for the reader. The purpose of the text itself is communicative. And we get the point. The social purpose of procedure text is to show how something is done through sequence of steps which enable the reader to achieve the goal. Maybe that's all for me. Back to the moderator.
Thank you for Sari Khairunnisa. And the third material will be presented by Sari Aprilia. To Sari Aprilia, time is yours.
Okay, thank you to moderator. I'd like to explain about generic structure of procedure text. Number 1 is goal. Provide information about the intent and purpose of the procedure text. And next, materials, tools, or ingredients. Provide information about what is needed to make or do something. And the last is steps or method. Contains a list of sequence of instruction for making or doing something. So, for the example, we can see in this picture. The title is how to make a mango juice. Is this a goal? And then tools or ingredients like a knife, a juicer or blender, a glass, etc. is a materials. And the last is steps. In the steps, we can find some word like first, next, then, after that, finally, etc. Thank you. Back to moderator.
Okay, thank you to Sari Aprilia. And the last material will be presented by Rati Putri Anggreani. Rati, time is yours.
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Now I will explain about the language features of procedure text. There are 5 language features in the procedure text. First is we are using adverbial of sequence or using temporal conjunctions. For example, first, second, third, and the last. The second one is we are using commands or imperative sentence. For example, cut the onions, wash the tomatoes, and etc. The third is we are using adverbials or adverbs to express detail of the time, place, manner, accurate, and for the example, for 5 minutes, 2 hours, etc. The fourth is we are using action verbs such as make, take, boil, and cook. The last is we are using simple present tense. For example, pour the ice cubes into the bowl. And this is the example of the language features in the procedure text. We can see the green sentences such as 2 tablespoons granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons instant coffee, 2 tablespoons cold water. These sentences are included to the adverbs. And then the purple words such as first, then, and lastly, these words are included to the connectives. And then the yellow sentences such as combine sugar, coffee, and water strongly mix and fill 3 per 4 glass, mix them. These sentences are included to the imperative sentences. And the last sentences is continue whisking until it thickness and foamy. These sentences is included to the present tense. That's all for me. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Rati Putri Anggreani. And now I will show you how to write a procedure text. The first is think about the goal of your procedure text. The second is write the goal, and next write the materials, tools, or ingredients. And the last, write the steps or procedure text. So, in summarize, the purpose of procedure text is to tell the readers how to do or make something. The information is presented in a logical sequence of events, which is broken up into small sequence steps. These texts are usually written in the present tense, and the most common example of a procedural text is a receipt. Maybe I think that's all from me and our group. Sorry for our mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.